We have Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Women's Lacrosse on the way between the visiting Raiders of Milwaukee School of Engineering and the Spartans of Aurora University. Our broadcast today is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland, by Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Game days are better with Cane's. Aurora off to a good start. 2-0 in NAC play. MSOE has split its first two games. The second-year program trying to take another step forward here on this Thursday. They snapped an 11-game losing streak with a wire-to-wire win over Illinois Tech on Saturday. Aurora, of course, had a huge win on Saturday. They scored the first 8 goals in a rout of Beloit, 21-5. And so Aurora 5-5 overall in the season. The Raiders 1-7 after getting into the win column for the first time. It was 17-2, Aurora over the Raiders in Milwaukee last season in their first ever meeting. AU was up 12-0 at halftime. Danielle Cobbett had a 4-goal, 4-assist day. Kenley Axvig had 4 goals, and Kylie Reeve added a hat trick for AU in the victory. Starting lineups about to be announced here at Spartan Stadium on the gorgeous Spartan Athletic Park Complex. It's going to be a fun one here for game number 11 of the season for AU. Women's lacrosse. Thanks for joining us here on this Thursday.
Welcome to Aurora University in the Spartan Athletic Park for today's Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Women's Lacrosse matchup between the visiting Raiders of Milwaukee School of Engineering and your Aurora University Spartans. Now let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Raiders. Number 5, Megan Strong. Number 7, Josie Cady. Number 11, Veda Flower. Number 13, Anna Barzokini. Number 15, Kelsey Albovias. Number 17, Ellie Welty. Number 20, Alana Perry. Number 21, Ashlyn Bodie. Number 30, Maggie Sanderson. Number 33, Lily Johnson. Number 44, Annika Einbeck. And in goal for the Raiders, number 22, Molly Benjamins. And now the starters for your Spartans. Number 1, Nicolina Smith. Number 4, Sydney Breitenstein. Number 5, Kylie Reeve. Number 6, Olivia Dahlberg. Number 11, Kaylee Russell. Number 16, Sarah Brown. Number 18, Sid Mann. Number 21, Lorelei Babbage. Number 23, Brianna Peck. Number 33, Mackenzie Wilson. And in goal for the Spartans, number 28, Rachel Wickie. AU is led by head coach Christina Bonaparte and assistant coaches Allie Graham and Alex Kramer. At this time, we ask that all in attendance please rise and kindly remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Women's lacrosse on the way here from Spartan Stadium. In for Bill Downing today, my name is Sean Fry. Aurora and the Milwaukee School of Engineering on the agenda today. Let's take a look real quick around what else is happening in Aurora University athletics, and it's just softball and is evidently not underway yet. Do not have an update from Concordia, Chicago, where AU set to play today. They were set to start at 2:30, but nothing just yet that we can tell you about. So we'll keep an eye on that as we go here, and if we get an update, we will certainly pass that along. Aurora getting set for a weekend couple of series on the way, including on Sunday against defending conference champion Dominican, which will be a fun one. Tomorrow, women's track and field and men's track and field teams are at Elmhurst. Men's golf on the road at Illinois Wesleyan. And then Saturday, a real busy day with more track and field against Elmhurst. Men's golf at Illinois Wesleyan. Men's and women's track also against Augustana on Saturday. And then baseball squaring off with St. Norbert over at Jim Schmid Field. That'll be a noon start. Rachel Wicke in goal for Aurora on the right of your screen. Spartans wearing white with blue numbers and letters. Wicke making her 7th start. She's 3-3. Leads the NAC with a .508 save percentage. Has a .1076 goals against average. That has her in the top 5 in the conference. The sophomore Molly Benjamins on the left of your screen as MSOE wearing red with white numbers and letters. The sophomore netminder for the Raiders makes her 7th start. She has a .425 save percentage and a goals against average at .1533. Benjamin's looking for her first win of the season and of her career. She'll try to get that one here against AU. Kenley Axvig and Lily Johnson meeting at center. And a whistle as it's going to be Aurora taking possession. Nicolina Smith, Sydney Bridenstine, Kylie Reeve, Olivia Dahlberg, Kaylee Russell, Sarah Brown, Sydney Mann, Kenley Axvig, Lorelei Babbage, Brianna Peck, Mackenzie Wilson, the starters for Aurora. And for MSOE, Megan Strong, Josie Cady, Veda Flower, Anna Barzakini, Kelsey Albovius, Ellie Welty, Alana Perry, Ashlyn Bodie, Maggie Sanderson, Lily Johnson, and Annika Einbeck are the starters for the Raiders. So Aurora trying to exit their own defending third here in the opening minute, and it's going to be Mackenzie Wilson bringing it upfield for Aurora. She crosses the football 30-yard line and peels off behind the restraining line as Aurora gets to work. Behind the cage, it's Bridenstine walking it out. Smith on the wing, fires it up top for Axvig above the 12-meter arc. She moves to her right and looks for space to attack. Not able to get into the interior, but she'll draw the free position opportunity coming up. Kenley 5 of 11 on the season. Free position opportunities. 19 goals on the year and 22 points. Tied for the AU lead in either. Chance to go in front, all on her own here, and does not. Stop made by Benjamins, who is able to get the stick down and take that away, but Aurora will retain possession a little more than a minute into this first quarter. Sydney Mann centering, spinning out of a double team was Dahlberg, but could not hang on to the ball, and it's gathered by Barzakini, who will come down the near side and look for the clear. The Raiders, if they can hang on, will have their first offensive opportunity, and they get it forward for Einbeck, who comes down the near wing, and takes it behind the net into the south end zone. Now Sanderson. To Johnson, the Raiders' leading scorer, who has it on the perimeter here. No score, 2+ minutes in our first quarter. Josie Cady cut off. Trying on the other side now is Flower, who finds a cutting Sanderson. She has it taken out of her stick by Kylie Reeve, who will gather it, but evidently stepped out of bounds, and the Raiders will retake possession with 60 seconds to work with. Bodie on the drive, shoots, and it's the Raiders who are on the board first on this Thursday.
Raiders goal scored by number 21, Ashlyn.
So Bodie has her 6th of the season.
That's Bodie with the goal.
The freshman has given MSOE the 1-0 lead for just the 3rd time in 9 games this season. One shot each. The Raiders goes in the net, and they enjoy an early advantage. Aurora was awarded the first draw. They lose the second as Einbeck is on it, then crashes into Peck. And it would appear that Peck is going to pick up the green card here. So a minute with the woman advantage for MSOE.
Spartan penalties on number 23, Brianna Peck. That's Peck with the green card for the Spartans.
Did not get a signal for what the penalty was, but it's a minute. And MSOE promptly throws it out of bounds. So Aurora will retake possession and will try to work forward as they look for their second woman down goal of the season. That's Lorelei Babbage weaving through center. And Axvig trying to get the pass on the far side, ended up losing it. It was taken away by Perry. Out of bounds off MSOE, and Aurora will bring it back in. 1-0 Raiders, 11:26 left in the first. Kaylee Russell out on the far wing for Aurora as the Spartans content to let the final seconds of Peck's penalty run off. It does, and the senior joins the play. Has it on the edge of the 12-meter arc, moves to her right, guarded tightly by Alexis Slater, stand corrected by Annika Einbeck. Now Aurora behind the goal, Bridenstine spins to the net, gets in front, scores. And Bridenstine has tied it up. 13th goal of the season and 7th straight with a tally for the freshman from Louisville. 1-1. Not quite 5 minutes into our first quarter. Well, Aurora has dominated the NAC. I mentioned this on Saturday. They've now won 25 consecutive regular season games in the NAC, which means they're 25-0 all-time in conference play in this, the 5th year of the league. If you include their conference tournament wins, they're 33-0 against the NAC. They've won 31 straight regular season conference games dating back to their time in the Midwest Women's Lacrosse Conference era. That's a top 10 mark in the nation. No one has had an easy time with Aurora in conference play since the NAC sponsored the sport. Another draw control for MSOE. They have 2 of the 3 so far. Einbeck able to get that forward for Johnson, who puts it on the floor. Einbeck follows. Now it's in the air. Russell got a piece of it. Einbeck follows and will bring it ahead into the attacking third. So here's Flower. Looking in front, nothing there. As Maggie Sanderson took a lap around the Aurora net. Under 10 to play in the first quarter of a 1-1 game. Now Bodie, goal scorer for the Raiders, passes it away to Katie. She moves to her left. There's nothing there. 37 seconds left on the shot clock, this time down the field for the Raiders. And Flower moving to her right, went to the far top corner, and Wiki ready for that, makes her first stop of the day. Aurora trying to go the other way. Peck nearly lost it, was able to pull it out of the air. Her pass a little bit too tall for Sarah Brown, but it died on the turf. She follows, finds Peck moving through center. And the senior from Las Vegas brings it forward. Centering feed, Dahlberg lets it fly, and that caught a piece of someone in front, didn't go. Aurora maintains possession, and now it's Axvig with it. Looking for a high screen, a bit of a pick and roll there with Dahlberg, but it did not materialize. Now Peck gets it, was able to beat the gamble from Bodie, but ripped a shot wide while being upended, and is in some distress after that. She drew the free position opportunity, but is going to need a bit of attention. So an injury timeout with 8:38 to play in the first. 1-1 Aurora free position opportunity coming up as Brianna Peck is attended to in the Raiders' end. This is Aurora University women's lacrosse. Brianna Peck walking off to the Aurora bench. A free position opportunity is coming up. We'll see if Peck is able to re-enter. It's 1-1, and it's going to be Ava Courtney setting up for the free position opportunity straight away. 8 meters out from the MSOE goal. Courtney has 3 goals. 2 of them were on Saturday. Lets it fly and bounces one past Benjamins to give Aurora the 2-1 lead. So the alum of Stagg High School in the Chicago suburbs has given Aurora their first lead of the day with 8:35 to play in the first. Courtney on the free position. Now for Aurora, just trying to come up with a draw control. They haven't won one that was not a penalty. So Axvig draws in. And Axvig will take care of this one herself. And right into the play. And she is tripped up from behind by Einbeck, who closed a bit too quickly. Their feet were tangled. Aurora puts it back into play. And Dahlberg, who's scored in 5 straight, had it for a moment, passes it up. Courtney, far side. Spins it behind the net for Mann, and while that's going on, official stoppage here as the shot clock evidently did not begin the run. Or they called a foul well behind the play. I stand corrected. Now Mann is with it. Walks out from behind the net. Here's Axvig, gets a screen from Dahlberg. Was looking for Russell peeling out in front. The pass was into her feet, and Benjamins will go out to get it. And now we'll have to deal with a bit of resistance as MSOE finds Strong, and she'll run down the near sideline. It's 2-1 Aurora, 7:25 left in the first. Strong is cut off, looking to retreat, finds Einbeck on the logo. Now Bodie on the far side in line with the football numbers. And the Raiders into their offense. And here is Bodie taking it down behind the net. It's Flower who will walk to the far side, cradling it, moving to her right, looking for a shot, and not getting a lot on it. Bounced that into the cross of Wiki, who easily has that and now looks for an outlet. The Raiders have Aurora well covered at this point. Wiki outside of the crease, so she can take as much time as she'd like. Now she finds Bridenstine. We'll dump it forward for Dahlberg. Now Aurora trying to get ahead with numbers if they hurry. They funnel it down to Smith, who goes up into the top corner to make it 3-1. And the junior from Aptos, California, has her 6th of the season. But Aurora up 3-1 with 6:20 to play in the first. Dahlberg will get the assist. Just a breakdown defensively by MSOE. I mean, all of a sudden, Aurora, an odd man rush, headed the other way, and Smith in tight to the MSOE goal, able to take advantage. So Smith's 6th of the season. And Axvig waits for the draw. Draw catapulted forward into the Aurora end, and AU will have it. Spartans into the offense. Bridenstine. Here is Peck. It's a pick from Reeve. Now she'll set one for Axvig, who takes it, moves to her right. Nothing there. So Aurora resets. Reeve attacks, shoots. That caught a stick in front. Bridenstine will recover. And now it's Peck. Unfortunately, has re-entered the game here. Moves right, shoots, and looks like a foul called on Aurora this time. So it stays 3-1. There's 5:08 left in this first quarter. Raiders trying to move forward. That pass disrupted by Wilson. Was recovered by Chloe Ninman. So we in their own end, they turn it over. And pass short-hopped Slater and rolled out of bounds. And Smith was content to shepherd that one out for Aurora's possession. AU back to work, trying to extend their 2-goal lead to 3. And it's Mann. And she finds a wide-open Kylie Reeve. And her shot maybe got a bit too in tight. I think that got a piece of the leg of Benjamin's. And Aurora maintains possession. Benjamin's has 3 stops. So far has been a busy afternoon. Raiders have been outshot 9-3. Bridenstine finds Peck. She missed the net. It was a clean miss from about 3 yards out. But Aurora stays with it. Reeve looks, shoots, and this time Benjamin's has the answer. So another stop by the sophomore keeper, and the Raiders head the other way. And it's Katie, junior from Cedarburg, Wisconsin, moving it forward, finds Johnson getting downhill to the goal, but she's repelled by Wilson. A centering pass, and that shot from Ninman went wide. Raiders will keep possession. 3:17 left in the first. And a timeout will be called by MSOE. They'll discuss here with Aurora up by a couple the late stages of the first quarter. This is Aurora University women's lacrosse.
Everything's clean, everything's modern. You know how to get around, you know where these buildings are. I went in blind, I didn't have a visit or anything like that. So when I came here, I was like, this is the spot for me. It just felt like home.
I thought it was really beautiful out here. Yeah, there's a lot more green than back home.
Florida is just hot 24/7. So moving to a place that has seasons was kind of fun for me.
AU does a really great job, especially coming here your first weekend as a freshman. You get to meet so many people.
Living on campus kind of gave me that opportunity to meet people and be around people all the time.
I think I just liked having all that energy around me.
I think my advice for out-of-state students coming to AU is to get involved from the beginning because it makes the transition a lot easier when you know people.
Get involved in an organization or just go to the on-campus events. Some of those times are really what makes your experience.
Being so close to such a big city, I take the train all the time to Chicago with my friends.
AU is so special and great. We have people that want you to succeed even after college.
MSOE out of the timeout with possession, trailing Aurora 3-1, 3:13 to play in the first quarter. Bryce Suter is our technical director, running the show behind the scenes today. Behind the net, that's Nidman. The Raiders put it on the floor, and Wiki will scoop it up. Missed opportunity for the Raiders. So Aurora now looking to exit. Here is Brown, another freshman out of Louisville, looking for an opportunity. Brown out of Assumption High School. Bryce, you want to name that mascot? She was first team All-State as a freshman. They're the Rockets. I don't think you were ever going to get anywhere. If you're new to this, we've been doing Name That Mascot for the last couple of broadcasts, and I'm making it especially difficult by making him guess without providing any context whatsoever. I need to work on giving some appropriate clues. Anyway, the Raiders have it. While all of that was going on, you were ignoring me watching the video. You can see that the Raiders now have possession here in the final 2 minutes. Nidman, long distance shot and buries it. Well, Nidman has a dozen on the season. Had a 4-goal day on Saturday. And now has goals in 5 straight. You wonder if Wiki was screened a little bit there. That shot was north of 10 yards out. And that's a stop that the Aurora freshman normally makes. Three to 2. Second-year program for MSOE. You know, all things considered, their inaugural season, not bad, 4-10. There have been a lot of first-year programs that have done far worse than that. They finished 2-4. Did not score much. They averaged 6 goals per game. That was last in the league. Didn't get near enough stops. They had a .337 save percentage. And then voted to finish 8th in the now 10-team NAC in the preseason poll, but they bring 7 starters back from a year ago. Lily Johnson had 30 goals last season. Veda Flower had 33 points. They're both back. And the Raiders certainly serving notice on Saturday that they expect to be better than they were a year ago with that 16-4 win over Illinois Tech. Aurora looking for an answer here, and Courtney whistles a shot wide. MSOE took the lead 28 seconds into the game against IIT. Outshot them 35-10, forced 32 turnovers. Season high 16 goals is the second time they've crossed the 10-goal mark this year. They're in the final minute of the first. Aurora down in the MSOE end, up by 1 and trying to extend their lead. Russell can't get inside. Tries Smith up top, who moves right. Once again, cut off, finds Dahlberg, who goes right. She shoots, and a kick saved by Benjamins. And going the other way, and a collision, and now an injured MSOE Raider who took a hard fall on the way back upfield. So there's a stoppage here with 19.8 seconds remaining while they check on the injured player. Lake Forest is in action today against Beloit. And Beloit looking for a better afternoon than they had against Aurora on Saturday, and so far it's not going well. It's 5-1 Lake Forest in the final minute of the first. Jenna Doctor already has 3 goals. Maya DeGeorge on the board for Beloit in that one. And then it's Illinois Tech home to Concordia, Wisconsin tonight at 5 o'clock. That's it for the women's lacrosse agenda here on this Thursday. Of course, this game was supposed to be played yesterday. It was moved due to the threat of severe weather, which fortunately did not materialize. It was Maggie Sanderson who's walking off with little assistance here, so we hope she'll be able to return. Edgewood defeated Marion in Fond du Lac yesterday, 13-10. Emma Ropp with 4 goals. Christina Elo with 3. Carrie Costello with 4 as well for Edgewood. Nicole Station, 4 goals, 2 assists for the Sabres in the loss. Raiders the other way, running out of time here. Other game was all Cornell over Lawrence, 18-3. Aurora will not get a shot off here before the first quarter buzzer sounds. By the way, 6 goals, 7 assists for Cece Zanoni of Cornell in their win yesterday over Lawrence. Have a day. 13 points. Not bad at all. That's 1 shy of the NAC record, by the way. Anyway, it's 3-2 Aurora here through 15 minutes at Spartan Stadium. They lead MSOE. This is Aurora University Women's Lacrosse.
I would recommend AU because the faculty and staff are highly supportive of you. They care about your grades, they care about your well-being, and they also care about your team and how they're doing as well.
Because of the location, it was convenient for my family to come watch, and there's a lot of things going.
It makes a really nice environment to make you strive to be your best.
It's a smaller campus, so everybody kind of knows everyone, and I'm able to talk to coaches in campus, so everybody kind of knows everyone. And I'm able to talk to coaches and teachers. They always ask how I'm doing, even if I'm not on their team or in their class.
It's a state-of-the-art facility when it comes to a Division III. I mean, we can't really ask for much more. AU to me feels like home because of the people. They just welcome me, and I just feel very encouraged in my classes, and I think they all just make me better in every aspect.
I decided to come here because of the academics that they provide. and their storied athletic program as well. They've a lot of conference championships here. I have two passions, doing soccer and being a part of the music program. And I think that's a big reason why I chose D3 is all the opportunities it provides.
Being a Spartan is so much more than just the mascot that's on the field. It's really deep down as a team, those qualities that you cultivate together.
We'll head to the second. Aurora now moving left to right across your screen wearing white. MSOE is in red going right to left. It's 3-2 Aurora. The Raiders, who were routed 17-2 on their home field last season, have been considerably tougher here this afternoon as they continue to take steps forward as a program. The Robert Morris alum, head coach Tara Ringo, has this team playing hard. She won an NAIA national title in 2014. Was the NAIA National Defensive Player of the Year that season, so she knows what is required to have a successful program. And they continue to take steps forward. Meanwhile, Alana Perry takes a yellow card, and Aurora will have a 2-minute woman advantage coming up here, just 16 seconds into the second quarter. It's Axvig bringing it ahead. A slim 1-goal lead. But it's a deficit for the Raiders that when they've been behind this season, they have not come back. They're 0-6 when trailing at the 15-minute mark. A pass that was tipped, and then Aurora upends Albovius, and the Raiders take possession. So now Aurora will have to find a way to get it back, and they do that right away as Reeve jumped the pass to Johnson. It's not an especially great decision, and Aurora lacks possession for about 5 seconds and takes it back into the attacking third. Shots were 13-5 in that first quarter for Aurora. Goals, of course, 3-2. Aurora working the perimeter. Smith funnels a pass down the Breitenstein. Her pass was looking for Peck and ended up on the turf, and Ashlyn Bodie has it. And she tries to get out of traffic. She's in a quadruple team, maybe a quintuple team that time, as there were 5 Aurora players around her, and she drew the foul. Now between 3 Spartans as she works her way forward. And you suspect that Aurora head coach Christina Freed is not going to be especially that pleased with the woman-up offense that last time. And now a green card has been shown to Kenley Axvig. So there were only about 20 seconds left on the penalty to Perry. So we'll be even up at 11 aside here for the moment. And then a brief, about, I would say, 40-second power play for the Raiders. Here's a foul on Aurora. Free possession chance for Ashlyn Bodie. She's 1 of 5 on the year. There's a goal already, and off the post. That one beat Wiki cleanly, but could not beat the iron. And Aurora the other way. Actually, I feel like I have to correct myself. What are the posts made of? I'm not sure I've ever been that close to a net for women's or men's lacrosse. I was a hockey player back in the day for ice hockey. I'm not sure that I knew what the net, I wasn't that close to the net then either, but I at least know that that's metal. Aurora with possession here as they run the remaining seconds off the penalty to Axvig. We're back to even strength here. We're 3 minutes into the second quarter. I'm going to presume everybody knew what I meant. There's Brightenstein. Now Peck up top, unable to find a way inside, tries again here and stuffs one under the crossbar. And Peck has her first today. She has scored in 6 straight. And Peck moves into the team lead with her 20th goal of the season, 130th of her career. And it makes it 4-2. Now can Aurora build on that? Aurora will have the draw control here as Axvig was tripped up in the open field. I think Aurora has an opportunity here to really put a lot of pressure on MSOE. The Raiders do not score a ton. They average less than 6 goals per game. Again, a 16-goal outburst on Saturday was what was required to bring that average to 5.8. 6-0, 11, 2, 7, 3, and 1, their goal totals in their first 7 games. And Aurora will have a free position chance coming up here. It's Kylie Reeve, straight away. And that was a bit quick, and Aurora will give back possession. Oh, in real time, it certainly looked like she went too soon. Raiders turn it over right away. Sarah Brown is on the ground ball. A takeaway for the Raiders, though. And here's Einbeck coming down the left side. And now it's a race to the net. She's between 3 Spartans. Wasn't going to win the race with Allie Pope. Stays with it. Gets to the net, is forced behind it, and MSOE gets set up. 10:19 left in the second, 4-2 Aurora. Raiders trying to cut into it. Long shot, not an especially competitive one from Flower, and Wiki was there and lobs it forward. Finds Brightenstein, who turns and now flies down the far side, and Aurora with a chance. In transition, the pass was off the mark. Strong got a stick to it and then drew the penalty. Aurora's turned it over 8 times. Haven't been as sharp as needed at times with the ball here. And then again, neither of the Raiders, as they give it away on a pass that had way too much on it. Lorelei Babbage scoops that up, and now Mackenzie Wilson moving forward. Wilson gives it up and heads back behind the restraining line as Aurora gets its attacking group onto the field. Under 9 minutes left in the first half. 4-2 Aurora for now. Smith is one of the Spartan goals. Finds Courtney, who has another of them. Neither of them successful in getting inside the 8. A pass off the mark for Dahlberg, but Smith there for the rescue. Aurora back to work. It's Ari Rootberg looking for room. Strong keeps her outside. Smith tries again. He's looking for Dahlberg. Pass missed her. Rootberg battling for it. And was able to draw the foul. So it's a free position chance for Rootberg, who does not have one this season. Will she shoot or pass? It's a really sharp angle. Looked to pass, and Ashlyn Bodie denied that. Strong with the ground ball. Stays 4-2. Raiders the other way. Einbeck was fouled by Breitenstein. Or perhaps by Rootberg, actually. I think they need to try this again. All right, Einbeck on the ball here for the Raiders, working along the numbers, and now MSOE will look to get set up. Well, there's a centering pass. It found Ninman, but she wasn't able to get it into a position to shoot. Ball skips to the corner where Einbeck will get there. Drew a foul, keeps on going. Now Flower looking to come out, turned it over. It's had a pass through the 8 that was picked off by Courtney, and she tries to work her way through. Was swarmed by several red jerseys. Aurora regrouping. 6:37 left in the first half. It's 4-2. The Raiders have been tough. Aurora has not been able to get the separation they got last season when they led 12-0 at halftime. And a green card being assessed to Veda Flower. 1 minute on the woman advantage for AU here.
Raiders green card has been called on number 11, Veda Flower. That's Flower with the green card for the Raiders.
So Aurora will make a couple of changes. Spartans into the offense. Centering pass. Russell wide open and scores. That's 7 straight with a goal for Kaylee Russell. Her 17th of the season. And Sydney Mann will have the assist, which is her 10th assist. That's a top 10 mark in the NAC. And Aurora goes up 5-2. Now, can they expand on that lead? We want to close this half with a flurry. What otherwise has been, I think, a very good effort by the Raiders and made things difficult for Aurora at times today. Mix of talented freshmen and veterans on this Aurora team. Dahlberg with the draw control, and AU gets to work on offense. Pass Pass through the 8, got by everyone. Dahlberg will pick it up. Aurora swings it around the perimeter. Now man looks to attack and hit the crossbar. It rolls out to Russell. And AU resets. Here's Dahlberg again. Russell with it for a moment. Goes behind for Ava Taut, a freshman from Blaine, Minnesota. Dahlberg now. Once again, not able to get into the dangerous area in front of the goal. Aurora has 30 seconds left to shoot on this possession. Under 5 to play in the second. Aurora by 3. Man looks again. It's not there again. 17 to shoot. This man walks out in front and lost it. Gets it back. Has 12 to work with. Centers it. It's Dahlberg who scores. And Aurora took nearly the full 90 seconds. But they come through, and the freshman has her 17th of the year. Man gets another assist after staying with the play. And Aurora has stretched its lead to 4 for the first time today. And 6 straight games with a goal for the Minooka High School alum. Another draw control for Aurora, and after MSOE got off to a nice start in that category, it's started to get a bit lopsided for Aurora. Forcing MSOE to spend a lot of time here over the last few minutes defending. 4-goal lead for now. Peck, just above the 8. Toss to Axvig. She runs along that 8-meter line. And then a pass that man wasn't able to haul in. Aurora's 10th turnover. The Raiders at times have struggled to clear today. They're 6 of 11. After going 11 of 11 against Illinois Tech, they will successfully clear this time as Lily Johnson was tripped up. Raiders badly need one here. Down 6-2. I think one way or the other you'll feel much better if you try to compare year over year, 12-0 versus whatever it's going to be today. It's a much better situation. Here's a shot wide of the net, and Wiki got out to get possession for Aurora after the miss, and now having to deal with Ashlyn Bodie, and drew a penalty. Oh, rather, it's on Wiki. And so here's a situation, because of the penalty, she has to go 5 yards behind the net. Now has to rush back in. Bodie could not get to the net, take advantage of the open cage. And Aurora will win possession back. Has to be a helpless situation as a goalkeeper. 10 yards from the goal with several opponents in front of it. But no damage done, and now as we move into the final 2 minutes, Aurora quickly gets back into its offense. And Brightenstein picked up a pass that was tipped, and then from the shoe tops, swung it past Benjamins and into the net. Brightenstein is her second. and 14th of the year. That's 7-2 AU with 1:57 to play in the first half. Well, the numbers tell the story here. Last 3.5 games for Aurora, they've outscored opponents 57-17. They have a shots advantage of 123-60. And they've held opponents to about 51% on clears in that stretch. MSOE 7 of 12 today. Aurora has not given opponents a lot of breathing room. Aurora will have possession here. Chance to add another. And it's Reeve bringing it forward. Now Kara Middleton from St. Charles, Missouri on the ball. Brightenstein will gather in the corner. And she moves towards the MSOE net. Man behind the net. Centering feed. Peck was able to spin out of traffic, and then a shot off a body in front and wide. Aurora will bring it back in. There's 1:15 to play in the first half. And Axvig trying to turn the corner. And Reeve is going to be called for the moving screen. I'm going to give the Raiders the ball here as we move into the final minute, and that might allow them to avoid seeing the deficit grow any wider if they don't turn it over. There's a green card being assessed to Brianna Peck.
Spartan green card has been called on number 23, Brianna Peck.
So that means that the Raiders will end the half, barring a goal, with the advantage. What can the Raiders do with the opportunity? 7-2 here at the half, or closing in on it anyway. Unless the Raiders can score. Ninman finds Johnson in front. Wiki makes the big stop. But it hops back to Ninman, who tries again and sent a shot that went wide. Raiders, another try here with 16 seconds left. They throw it in front. It was knocked down, and Wiki has it. And that should run out the remaining time. I don't think Wiki actually has to do anything with it. But she will throw it out to center to Russell. And that's where the first half hour will come to an end. 7-2 Aurora leading Milwaukee School of Engineering at the break. Our broadcast today presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, by Elite Management Properties, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. We'll go around the first 30 minutes, the stat totals, and bring you the final 30 from Spartan Stadium coming up. This is Aurora University Women's Lacrosse.
At Aurora University, we have a long history of living our mission as an inclusive community dedicated to the transformative power of learning. I love that our mission begins by stating that we're inclusive. This value defines who we are and helps shape every decision we make and how we make those decisions. Our success lies in collaboration and wholehearted commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. By embracing and encouraging diversity in all its forms, we create a campus where unique perspectives and experiences are valued. This environment enables access to novel information and innovative ideas and paves the way for more effective problem solving. In other words, when we bring different perspectives to campus, we learn from one another. And that can happen during a classroom discussion, a student club event, a speaker presentation, or on the playing field. This is why I am dedicated to increasing access to higher education and to preparing students to be leaders who live meaningful lives, are interculturally competent, and civically engaged. As the new president of AU and first Latina president in AU history, I am asking faculty and staff to focus on creative, distinctive opportunities for students, always considering their diverse backgrounds, unique needs, and challenges, and connecting them in a timely fashion to resources that will help them succeed. This means that we need to create opportunities for dialogue centered around the experiences of individuals that may be different from our own. When we are willing to learn about others, it shows we care. When we have empathy, it helps us connect with others more easily and we understand one another better. At AU, demonstrating the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion involves providing access to programs and offices that embrace differences and set all students up for success. We offer students support through the Disability Resource Office, the Pathway Autism Initiative, the Office of Black Student Initiatives, the Office of Latino and Latina Student Initiatives, the Bias Incident Response Team, and the Safe Zone Training Program, and through our Chief Diversity Officer and committees focused on DEI efforts. We also support DEI through our athletics programming. We invite and recruit prospective student athletes with different backgrounds from all over the country, even the world, to become AU Spartans. Our coaches not only focus on winning, but they emphasize service and programming to help improve our communities. Aurora University students, faculty, staff, and coaches thrive on being part of a relationship-intensive institution where we embrace and celebrate diversity by openly sharing our opinions, perspectives, and ideas with each other on campus and through our interactions with those in the community. This is how we empower all students to achieve lasting personal and professional success. Go Spartans!
Today's broadcast of Aurora University Women's Lacrosse is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland, by Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Game days are better with Cane's. And for Bill Downing today, I'm Sean Fry. It's 7-2 Aurora leading MSOE here at halftime. Let's take a look at those halftime totals. Aurora's shots advantage 19-10, 16-11 on ground balls, 8 of 10 on clears. MSOE 8 of 13. 10 turnovers for the Raiders, 12 for Aurora, and a massive advantage in draw controls for Aurora with 9 to just 2 for MSOE, and those were the second and third draw controls of the game. That did not help MSOE's cause as they were right there in it as we went to the second quarter, but Aurora able to peel off all 4 goals in that second session to extend their lead to 5. By the way, free positions, 1 of 2 for Aurora. MSOE was 0 for 1. Sydney Bridenstine is 2 of Aurora's 7 goals. Nicolina Smith, Olivia Dahlberg, Kaylee Russell, Brianna Peck, Ava Courtney have the others. Dahlberg added an assist. Sydney Mann has a couple as she moves up the NAC leaderboard in that category. It was Ashlyn Bodie and Chloe Ninman with unassisted goals for MSOE in that first half. Molly Benjamin's 5 saves, 11 allowed in the first half for MSOE. Rachel Wicke allowed 2, made 5 stops for AU. The freshman from Hoffman Estates High School, Bryce. No. It is. You're on track with the H. Bryce guessed something with a horse. That's not correct. Something with an H. There you go. It's the Hawks. Hammers. Not the Hammers. I wonder if there are any high schools out there that go by the Hammers. Anyway, it's 7-2. Aurora right to left wearing their home white uniforms. MSOE goes left to right in red. We're underway. And MSOE breaks a stretch of 8 consecutive lost draws with the win here. And they move it forward into the Aurora defending end. The centering feed, Alana Perry was in front, but the pass was off the mark. It's gathered up by Brown, and she'll march through center and took a couple of shots there and managed to come through on the other side. Aurora into the offense. In front, Dahlberg getting knocked over and scores. Will it count? They are not going to count it. That was in the back of the net. And they're going to make Dahlberg earn it. Oh, that's rough. Well, Dahlberg will have to try it here. Josie Katie picked up a yellow card. So Aurora to the advantage. Well, the freshman can make it not matter. And was hit again. Doesn't go in. Aurora will pick up the ball. They'll try again. Now Courtney dropped it, recovers. There's Smith. She'll have a free position chance. So will the third attempt be the one for Aurora? Smith, a goal already, was checked by Albovius, who closed in. And it rolls harmlessly in on Benjamin's. Some very good free position defense by MSOE that time. I think Olivia Dahlberg robbed of a goal there, I think, to be honest with you. And there's no continuation like you might see in basketball. You're someone in the next room yell "and one," and that is not how it works. They don't let the result of the play stand. And there's Pope. Now Bridenstine, she'll come down the left side, looking to get in front. Still 7-2, 2 minutes in to the third quarter. Aurora playing catch on the perimeter here. Smith taking a look, gets it down to the goal line. Bridenstine right in front. Peck who scores. Well, Peck's going to score nearly every time if given that real estate on the field. She has her second of the day. And it's 8-2 AU. Sydney Bridenstine will have the assist. And with the woman advantage, Aurora extends the lead to 6. Shots now 21-10. Raiders haven't been able to generate nearly enough offensively to keep pace. It might be easy to forget at this point. It was 3-2. 3 minutes into the second quarter. MSOE scored in the final 2 minutes of the first to close within 1. And even after Aurora went up 4-2, it still took another 5 minutes to extend the lead to 3. And now it seems like it's starting to get away from the Raiders a bit. Another draw control for Aurora, this time for Dahlberg. And now Babbage. The senior works her way forward. The sun has come out here. I haven't seen that since the morning here in the Fox River Valley. Perhaps warming things up a bit. It's 47 degrees. I'm getting a little bit of late afternoon sun here as we go into the final stretch of this game. 11:33 left in the third, so still plenty of lacrosse left, but Aurora trying to stretch it out. Courtney looks for space. Was denied. She ran into a triple team, and MSOE will head the other way. 14 turnovers. You'd like to keep that number under 20. And MSOE has been active defensively. Eight of those 14 turnovers were created by MSOE. So to their credit, they've been aggressive defensively, and it has bothered Aurora at times. Raiders with what increasingly is a rare offensive possession. Ninman turns and scores. Has her second of the day.
Raiders goal scored by number 1, Chloe Ninman.
So that brings MSOE within 5. It is 8-3. Aurora with the draw control here. Shot from in front, Axvig. Caught a leg in front, heads out. Aurora regroups, and they try again. Russell inside. Goes behind the net, or rather to the side of it for Rootberg, and she'll feed Breitenstein. Not there. Now Peck slings a pass in that was tipped. It's on the turf. Rootberg gives it a boot, and then taken down by Bodie. Aurora struggling to really get anything into the interior. That was a pass attempt that was tipped and hauled in by Benjamins. I have a moment. Aurora softball with a win over Concordia Chicago earlier today, 12-2. That one actually went the distance. Aurora put up 6 in the final inning. Caitlin Seraphin, 7 hits allowed over 6 innings, and lifted for the 7th. Cassidy Wydra and Nina Richards drove in 3 apiece for Aurora. They are underway in game 2. They're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Concordia Chicago up 1-0 and threatening. So we'll keep an eye on those events. That's it for other AU sports today. 8:12 left in the 3rd. Aurora up 8-3. MSOE, especially the way things went last season, and you look at how Aurora performed against Beloit on Saturday, and you might have been thinking, certainly if you were an Aurora fan, this might be a fast one. Raiders might not be able to compete, but they have other ideas, and here, very nice individual effort by Josie Katie. Was checked in front, stayed with it, got the ball on one bounce, and dumped it into the Aurora net. And it's 8-4 as the Raiders have back-to-back goals. As I was saying, the Raiders, you might have looked at it, second-year program, they're 1-7. This is certainly had the profile of a game that Aurora would run away with, but the Raiders have been tough, and AU hasn't been able to get a great deal of separation in this one. So as we near the midway point of the 3rd quarter, I think some credit due to the visitors here. Can Aurora get back on track? 6-goal lead is down to 4. Katie's 4th goal of the year has brought MSOE within distance where you can dare to dream. And Peck not able to find space inside. Now Axvig will try it. Gets a screen, shoots, and Benjamins has the stop. Well, Benjamins last season had a difficult go of it. Has been very sharp today. A shot from that kind of range is going to have difficulty getting by the sophomore from Brookfield, Wisconsin. Raiders the other way as they try to draw closer. In front, wide open, Ninman has the hat trick. That's 3 straight for MSOE to close within 3. And we'll have a change in goal for Aurora as Alexis Crowley checks into the game. 8th appearance for the senior from Heartland, Wisconsin. leads the NAC in goals against average at .616 and is in the top 5 with a .455 save percentage. And so AU head coach Christina Freed looking for a spark. Well, Ninman now has 7 of her 14 goals in the last 45-plus minutes of play. That's not bad. A freshman from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, playing some very good lacrosse right now for the Raiders. Aurora looking for the answer. They get it. Russell takes the feed and calmly deposits it into the net. And Aurora answers right back 20 seconds after the MSOE goal. Russell has her second and 18th of the season. So Brightenstein with her second assist. I stand corrected. Brightenstein with her first assist. And Aurora is back on the board. It's 9-5, 6:10 to play in the third. Draw control Aurora, and it's Peck bringing it forward. Brightenstein looking for another assist and gets it. This time it's Dahlberg who takes the feed. And another 30 seconds elapse. Make that 20 seconds. Aurora has scored again. So Brightenstein with the feed. Dahlberg has her 18th of the year. And after the flurry from MSOE, Aurora with 2 goals in 40 seconds has once again brought the advantage to 5. We have 5:50 left in the third quarter. And Brianna Peck ends up drawing the foul. Well, MSOE needs a stop. They got within 3, and that appears to have woken up Aurora. They throw it in front again. It's Axvig. Not that time. Axvig tries again. Brightenstein has been the distributor in this one for Aurora. She and Sydney Mann behind the AU net. She finds Peck, and she stuffs it up top for her third of the game. No, 3 goals in 1 minute and 5 seconds for Aurora. Actually, that's not right. 3 goals in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Nevertheless, it's 11-5. Brightenstein again now has 3 assists. She came in to the game with 2 for the season. And we'll have a timeout. The MSOE wants to discuss. 5:05 left in the third. It's 11-5 AU. This is Aurora University Women's Lacrosse.
Everything's clean, everything's modern. You know how to get around, you know where these buildings are. I went in blind, I didn't have a visit or anything like that. So when I came here, I was like, this is the spot for me. It just felt like home.
I thought it was really beautiful out here. Yeah, there's a lot more green than back home.
Florida is just hot 24/7, so moving to a place that has seasons was kind of fun for me.
AU does a really great job, especially coming here your first weekend as a freshman. You get to meet so many people.
Living on campus kind of gave me that opportunity to meet people and be around people all the time.
I think I just liked having all that energy around me.
I think my advice for out-of-state students coming to AU is to get involved from the beginning because it makes the transition a lot easier when you know people.
Get involved in an organization or just go to the on-campus events. Some of those times are really what makes your experience.
Being so close to such a big city, I take the train all the time to Chicago with my friends.
AU is so special and great. We have people that want you to succeed even after college.
Under the timeout, draw control coming up here. It's 11-5 Aurora. 5:05 left in the third. Well, no one wants this one. Finally, Kenley Axvig takes possession. Aurora by 6. Russell brings it over to Mann. Well, right now, Bridenstine is probably needing to be facing a little more pressure when she has the ball, as when she's had time to distribute. It's ended up in the back of the net. Dahlberg splits the defense, scores. Third for Dahlberg. And Aurora pouring it on now. So Dahlberg adds another one. How about 4 goals in 1 minute and 40 seconds for Aurora? From a 3-goal game to a 7-goal game. In the blink of an eye, it's 12-5 AU, 4:30 left now. And this time it'll be a draw control for Annika Einbeck. She brings it through center and briefly thought she threw it out of bounds because there are some Aurora players playing catch behind the bench, and a flying ball through me. MSOE, in fact, has it, but here they throw it away. And I'll tell you a similar situation that comes up from time to time. There's enough teams in the fall in football season that wear gold. And so let me tell you, when a receiver is wearing gold gloves, I just think there are penalties happening on every play. Aurora in transition. Smith's pass caught a stick. Bridenstine follows it. I don't know if occupational hazard is quite the right term for that, but it's difficult. Aurora still with it here. Bridenstine trying to spin off of pressure. Final 3 minutes here of the third. Dahlberg looking for her fourth, can't get in. Mann takes a look, finds Dahlberg in front. She didn't catch the pass clean. Alexis Slater trying to emerge through traffic. Now it's picked up by Albovius. Finds Ninman here on the near side, and she'll charge down the near sideline. Raiders with possession, and they're attacking third. We close in the end of the third quarter. What has been a much tighter game than I think many might have expected coming in. Flowers behind the Aurora net. .30 seconds on the shot clock here. Bodie, who opened the scoring for MSOE. Gives it up to Einbeck. 15 seconds. Raiders have to move a little bit here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Long possession. Nothing to show for it yet. Ninman trying to get in front. Now just has to let one fly, and that's an easy stop for Alexis Crowley. So Aurora advances, and Smith able to slip in front of Laney Steyer. Starts the rush. Underneath, Bridenstine, and a good stop by Benjamins. We're into the final minute. The Raiders immediately turn it over. A pass to Kenley Axvig, who plays for Aurora. She heads the other way. And the Spartans tack on one more before the quarter break. It was 8-5 not that long ago. Aurora stretched the lead to 7. Axvig's up top. There's 20 seconds to work with. Looking for Reeve. Found her. First shot turned away. Reeve gets it back. 8 seconds. Peck's up top. 3 seconds. Peck turns, shoots. Benjamins makes her 10th stop, and time expires in the third quarter.
At the end of the third quarter, the Spartans
15 minutes from another AU win. It's 12-5. This is Aurora University Women's Lacrosse. Our broadcast today is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, by Elite Management Properties, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
I am a tax attorney for Kirkland & Ellis in downtown Chicago.
Got hired with Markham Police Department, went to the police academy right after I started on patrol.
I work for Molson Coors Beverage Company as a data analyst.
I'm a telemetry technician.
AU set me up really for success in the criminal justice field by having the faculty there to kind of guide us through what we wanted to do and kind of help us down the paths that we were leaning, whether it be municipal, state police, or if we wanted to go federal.
My AU professors really helped me in my political science classes, and they were also the ones that spent time with me preparing for the LSAT and preparing for law school applications. So it wasn't only just the classes that I was taking at AU to get my undergraduate degree, they were helping prepare me for the law school process and my educational career beyond AU.
I had great sources at Career Services that really helped me to craft my resume, and the professors were also really helpful to giving me those opportunities and to connect me with individuals in the workforce to actually get my first internship. I think my internship definitely helped me to get a job because it really helped to build up my resume and to show that I had been in the workforce studying and working at the same time.
AU has set me up for success by teaching me communication, and teaching me how to use the community around me.
Find community, and that community can come in a lot of different ways, whether it's community through extracurriculars or even community with your professors. Your professors are human beings too. They want you to stop in during office hours. Build that community because it's going to make.
To the fourth we go. Aurora and MSOE, 12-5, Spartans in front. And for Bill Downing, I'm Sean Fry. Thanks for being here on this Thursday. You got one day left in the work week. And by the way, it's Division III week next week. Very interesting, always a fun time. And of course, as Kenley Axfig not quite corral that pass in time to get a shot on net. Important day tomorrow here on the Aurora University campus. There's Kylie Reeves, shot blocked out to Smith. Day of generosity. Actually starts here in about an hour, not even an hour for that matter, in 30 minutes. And we'll celebrate the spirit of generosity here at Aurora University. A fun day of events planned tomorrow. Then we have National Student Athlete Day on Sunday, and then we'll get in the D3 week right after that. A lot going on. Spin move Brightenstein, not there. Opening minute of the fourth has elapsed. Peck looking for help. Gets a screen, shoots, scores. Her fourth today. 23rd of the year. Well, Aurora goes up 13-5. Take one final look here at Lake Forest and Beloit. It's 18-6 Lake Forest. Jenna Doctor with 7 goals and an assist for the Foresters today. Maya DeGeorge, 3 goals, 2 assists. What's going to be a loss for Beloit. They're going to fall to 1-2, and Lake Forest will move to 3-0, joining Edgewood atop the league. And Aurora hoping to join them here in a matter of moments. Edgewood is the next opponent for AU Saturday in Madison at 1 o'clock. So a very important game for those two programs coming up here in a moment. Other game today, Illinois Tech and Concordia, Wisconsin. They've gotten underway here. They are in the second quarter. It's 5, now 6-2 CUW. As Caitlin Cardinale has 3 goals for CUW, and it's Antonia Martinez with both Scarlet Hawk goals at this point. In addition to Aurora and Edgewood on Saturday, Lake Forest is at Lawrence, and Marion hosts Illinois Tech. Then Sunday, Beloit hosts CUW. Cornell playing host to these MSOE Raiders in their next action at 10 a.m. A little bit of morning lacrosse on Sunday. Well, there's not a lot of things that I want to be doing at 10 a.m. on a weekend. And playing a sport is certainly not on that list, but they're going to get up and do it. Kaylee Russell adds her third of the day as Aurora goes up 14-5. Her 19th of the year. So Aurora now on the cusp of running the clock here. I think MSOE will be pleased about the effort, certainly about that pushback they showed in the third quarter. And Aurora got the message and now in a good position. By the way, AU wearing white going left to right here in this final quarter. MSOE's in red going the other way. And it's Peck bringing it forward. The shadows growing out across the field here as we get into the late afternoon. A light wind from the north. That's the cold one, unfortunately. And Aurora with the turnover. 19 turnovers for Aurora, and then just get the 18th for MSOE. Raiders just 12 of 20 on clears in this one. It's been a struggle. Amelia Bell finds Bridenstine behind the net. And a pass picked off. Bodie will get a stick to it. She'll come down the far sideline. And Bridenstine just picked up a green card. Well, not a great deal of protest there from Bridenstine. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone go to the penalty area so quickly. So a minute here with the woman advantage for the Raiders. A pass clear through the 12. And Aurora ball. Babich along the logo. Ducks under Einbeck. Russell for Aurora. Another moving pick on the Spartans. Raiders the other way. 9:37 left. It's Einbeck with it. A senior. And Mackenzie Wilson will get a stick to that, and it'll be her 11th caused turnover this season. Spartans roll the other way. Smith, shot blocked. Aurora still with possession. 8:37 left. Aurora up 14-5. Ava Taut finds Smith. Gets in front, falling down, scores. And that'll run the clock here at Spartan Stadium.
Spartan goal scored by number 1, Nicolina Smith. That's Smith with the unassisted goal for the Spartans.
So a 10-goal lead. We're midway through the final frame. Aurora's going to move to 6-5. Be their 4th straight win, 5th in their last 6. They'll move to 3-0 to tie Lake Forest and Edgewood atop the NAC standings, and that'll be trimmed to 2 at most after Saturday's play when Aurora and Edgewood square off, and MSOE again against Cornell on Sunday. They'll fall to 1-8, 1-2 in NAC play. Axvig tripped up, scored. They'll count it. So Axvig able to get the shot off as the foul was called. It's her first of the day. Now 4 straight with a goal for Axvig. And her 20th of the year. Had a 49-goal season a year ago. And I'll make it 16-5. We're in the final 6 minutes of play. So we talked about Saturday, the road ahead for Aurora, a week from, I guess I can't say that, it's Thursday. This would have been true if we were playing yesterday. Next Wednesday, right back here at home against Illinois Tech, 4 o'clock start. Senior Day coming up on April 12th against Lawrence. And Lake Forest, Marion on the road, and Cornell will wrap up NAC play on April 23rd, and we'll get into the NAC tournament after that. Raiders looking for the answer. Here's Einbeck. Goes around the net. Throws it through the 8. Knocked down. Well, bouncing around out there, and now gathered by Gwen DeMille. Aurora trying to make it 5 for 5. NAC championships and NAC tournament titles. Einbeck hit the post. Was looking for her first goal as a Raider. Well, they'll say Crowley got a piece of that. I thought it hit the post. Crowley will get another stop here. And now Aurora tries to exit. They'll draw a foul. Crowley makes a couple of stops there. Einbeck and then Ninman. 4:14 left. Aurora by 11. Russell now with possession. And it's Axvig again. Well, took her most of the game to get on the board, but has 2 in a stretch of 3 minutes, and they'll wave that off. No goal. So still 16-5, and Axvig will bring it back the other way after the turnover. Brianna Peck has her 5th of the day.
Spartan goal scored by number 23,
And now the Aurora lead is a dozen. Well, I think a lot of credit due to MSOE. You don't have to go that far back in the game to see one that was really very much anybody's game there through the mid portion of that third quarter, and wondered if maybe there would be a final push there by the Raiders to really turn up the heat on Aurora, but not within 3 goals, and Aurora able to find that extra gear to put this one out of question. Out shooting MSOE 37-16 right now. Ground balls 33-21 for Aurora. 15 of 18 on clears for the Spartans, holding MSOE to 14 of 24. 22 turnovers for AU, 21 for MSOE. 12 caused turnovers for the Raiders, 10 for Aurora. Another one. Dahlberg has a 4-goal game.
Scored by number 6, Olivia Dahlberg.
Now, she has a 20-goal freshman campaign for AU. So Brianna Peck, 5 goals. Olivia Dahlberg with 4. Kaylee Russell with 3. 2 goals, 3 assists for Sydney Bridenstine. Nicolina Smith had 2 goals. And then a goal apiece for Ava Courtney and Kenley Axvig. Sydney Mann had a couple of assists for the Spartans. Chloe Ninman, 3 goals for MSOE. Josie Katie and Ashlyn Bodie had the others. They were all unassisted for MSOE. 3 stops, no goals allowed for Alexis Crowley. Rachel Wicke will get the win. 5 stops, 5 allowed. And Molly Benjamins takes the loss. Made 11 stops. 2 off of her career high, but the final seconds will run off here. And 18-5, Aurora will defeat Milwaukee School of Engineering. AU now 3-0 in NAC play with the victory as the horn sounds. Thanks to Peyton Elliott on the camera today and our technical director, Bryce Suter, in for Bill Downing today. My name is Sean Fry. We'll see you next time for Aurora University Women's Lacrosse. Have a great rest of your Thursday.